Okay, I'm not going to share my screen at least yet. I might, but let's talk about John the Ripper for a second. Okay, many of you that started on time and have been working on it have received hints from me already. Is that true? Some of you got hints?
Yes.
Okay. Because without hints, you could potentially be working on this for your lifetime. Depending on how you write rules, this could literally take your lifetime as well. But I want to show, let's see, how am I going to do this? Okay. I'm going to share and show you this one document first. I'm going to unshare. Oh, and you want the screen on, I guess, huh? Okay. I'm going to show you this document here. Okay. This is like this is up there. Y'all found this document? Use it. Okay. Some of you are not. And I know. I look at your work. It's like, for instance, if I was going to substitute a lowercase r, what could I possibly substitute it with? Avalar, that breaks two of them for some people. Okay, go through all this. Okay, let me show you where this came from. All right, now I'm going to show you another document. Okay, now this is the list of people who haven't started yet, as of a few minutes ago. I mean, you know, sorry if your name's on there, but you got to get this thing going.
Wall of shame.
Yeah, it's a wall of shame. Now, what I want you to see is, see this right here? I created a dictionary in Python to do this. The way my program works is I randomly pick a word from a dictionary, okay? Then I figure out how many substitutions I want to do. Then I randomly pick a letter from A through Z that pertains to that word. And then I randomly pick the substituted part at the bottom. So for instance, if I randomly picked an A would be substituted with that. Make sense? I took this and put it in the other document. So if you go by that document, you have all of this. It's literally everything. Okay? Make sure you do those. Okay, but I want to show you how substitutions work. I'm going to make it so it's on a blank screen here. So if I want to substitute an R for an R, I would be substitute, lowercase r, big R. Okay? Do not do this. Substitute A through Z with A through Z. What? A through Z. You know what that rule does? It substitutes every letter with every other letter. It's going to take you forever. Okay, only go by my list. Okay, like I would not substitute, you know, an A with a B or an A with a C, but I would do it with an @ sign or a 4. Okay, so don't do that. Somebody sent me that rule, and I'm like, no. Like, it says this can take, 49 trillion years to run, and they send me the rules, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to. Because they literally had, like, A through Z, 0 through 9. It's like, seriously? It's going to take forever. Okay? Here's another problem I saw. Again, I don't know who sent me these, so if I'm talking about one of you, I don't know who you are anyway, so we're good. So, A through Z, so A through Z, 6. Someone did that one. So you're going to substitute all the letters A through Z with the number 6. Oh. You're wasting time. Yes, maybe a G with a 6. But why would you, see what I mean? Because Shelby asked, why does it take so long? Well, doing this stuff. Because what this does is it takes an A and replaces it with a 6. For every single word in the entire dictionary. It takes that word, it hashes it, sees if it works. Didn't work. Then it takes a B. And it does a B with a 6. For the entire dictionary, how many words are in that dictionary? 125,000 words. So you can see how this could take a lifetime. So if you go by just darn list, then you're golden. So, okay. So now we have a single substitution. If I want to do, let's do A. Let's do A. We're going to substitute it with, what can we substitute A with? Maybe a capital A, an @ sign, a 4. You agree that's a valid single substitution. So it's going to try an A with a capital A through the whole dictionary, and it's going to try an A with an @ and so on and so forth. Now, what if I did this? Substitute G6. That's another single substitution. Okay, you agree with that? To get a double substitution, you put them on the same line. That's a double substitution. Now, what it's going to do is substitute an A with a capital A and a G with a 6 for everything in the dictionary. See that? Now, it will do both. So, in other words, say you, what's the word with 2 A's in it? Aardvark. It will replace both A's with capital A's. Okay, it's not going to replace just one. Okay. So that's something I did not do to you because that would literally take forever. Okay. You all understanding what I did here? Okay. So if it's a triple substitution, now you're going to have to replace an M with a W. So it's going to replace an A with a capital A and a G with a 6 and an M with a W for every word in the entire dictionary. Now, if you're not sure what it's doing, run it with the STD out, just like I showed in the video. Then, do y'all get the videos to work fine?
Yeah.
Someone said the videos didn't work. I mean, the Saul presentation didn't work. I mean, I thought they all worked.
They were.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought they did. But
Maybe their YouTube doesn't work.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, maybe it was that. I had them, whoever it was, I told them to send me the link that's not working so I can see what's going on. Said the other videos work fine. It's just these. I don't know. But, so, you have single substitutions. You have double. You have triple. And you have quad. Okay. What I did was I made tons of these, obviously. Then I went through and I said, for single substitution, Don, you get 2, randomly picked. You get 2, you get 2, you get 2. So once you break 2 that use the single substitution, you're done. Don't keep trying to break more with a single because it's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? The same with like the duplicate rule. You got 2. So the moment you break 2 with the duplicate rule, don't try the duplicate rule no more. You're wasting time. Okay? Understand? You need to think this through because if you put, and also, if you went in and you said, let's see, SE3, SC parenthesis, SDD, that's 7 substitutions. 1, 2, 3, that's 6. Okay? You only have quad. So don't do this. You see what I mean? So don't try replacing 6 when you only have to replace 4.
Are they all in 2s?
Everything's in 2s. Well, no. When you get to the end, when you get to the multiple rules, what I did for that was there's many different combinations of rules in there. Like for 2 rules, okay? There's many different ones, but you only have to do 2. So you could potentially get 2 with the same 2 rules or 2 totally different ones. But there's like 250 of those. But yeah, so you got, actually, I don't know how many double rules I gave you. I don't know if it's only 1 or 2 or 3. I actually sent you a list of what you have. So I mean, everybody understand the whole substitution thing? I think that was throwing a lot of people off. I did not use delete because that list says may contain these rules. It doesn't contain delete. It doesn't contain something else. Begins with R. Replace. I didn't use replace. Okay. I use all the rest of them. Go through that list. I specifically said keyboard shift right. Then you should include that rule. Do you agree? Okay. Now, if you download John, now it's got all those pre-built-in rules that do a lot of stuff for you. I always comment those out and don't use them. Here's why. You need to know how these words are being broken. Because if I give you the final exam and I say, you got the word banana, and I'm going to give you an F, an L, and a ampersand 3. What's it do? You know, if you use a pre-built-in rule that broke that forward and you don't know the rule that caused it or fixed it, you won't understand. You'll have to go back and figure it all out. Now, you can use John the Ripper on the test. But if you listen on the recording, no one ever does. Or very few people do. Because you're limited on time. I mean, you know, so, but, as you're working on this, I will go through and check your work. Has anyone got 2 sets of hints from me yet? Anybody?
One set.
One set. Okay. Because I have been going through and at least trying to give at least one. What I do is I open up your quiz. If I see you got answers in there, like Christine had them all wrong, literally everyone. Because she was putting user 5 : and then the password. No, I just want just the password. So, yeah. But I'm trying to see what you're doing. And one of you spelled something wrong. I'm like, are you sure you spelled that password right? I don't know who it was. Yeah, you know. So I will continue randomly look at that, but I need to know you're working on it. If you're not working on it, why give you hints? Make sense? But put them in there as you break them. Put them in there and save it. That way I know that you made some progress. Well, it doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and just give you all the answers. But I'll give you a good idea. Hey, you got a triple rule left, or a double substitution, or I think one of you, I said, come on, seriously? They missed something super easy, like a G with a 6. I think someone missed an R, and it's like.
You said one of mine was simple, and I've run all this.
Yeah, you're missing one off that chart.
I've run everyone on that chart.
Oh, no, you didn't.
So I missed one of them.
I think you're the G6.
So try G6.
I think that's. I mean, it's really super easy. Now, I did add a couple on that chart that I didn't use, but they're still valid ones. So that's what mine does. It randomly picks words, and it does all this stuff. Okay. It will work 100% on Windows this year. I think I sent y'all an email on that. The funny thing is, I'm sending y'all an email, and the people are still asking me. It's like, y'all getting those emails, aren't you?
Yes. You said you went through this whole snow vacation.
So you are. So you're not getting. You are getting emails.
One email, but I've been working on it.
You
No,
just
Did you
sent
save?
mine a little while ago. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just sent yours. But yeah, I'll have to check and see because I don't think you had any saved
That was
last
up
time I
here
looked.
yesterday. and I put 'em in. Yeah, she said.
Okay, I'll have to go look. Okay. I'll have to
You
go
were
look
asking
again.
me while I was
I
doing
think I'm
it.
due for a hit.
That's true, you were.
If you've been working on it, and I can tell by seeing what you have in there, and you have not received a hint, email me. I'll reply back. I mean, again, I got 50 students. You know, I'm like, who haven't I not looked at? And so, I mean, this class, you know, most of you finally opened it. Dawn.
Just about 20 minutes.
But you know, this does bring up a valid point. If I give you 2 weeks and you really only need 1, is that correct? So really, the next project I'm give you 2, you only need 1.
Like I said,
Might need-
I was
we
telling
might
you,
need
it's second
3.
week right now.
Maybe I'll just give him 1.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Yeah.
This is already second week for us. So
We need
the fact that
bump-
we're doing it.
You need what?
We gotta have a little bit of cushion.
I do have a question.
Okay.
It's whenever I load it, John, it says 44 loaded.
Okay.
There's 45. And I have 45 different passwords, users.
Now, if it already broke one, see, when it breaks one, it'll be in your john.py
It
file,
still,
and
it
it won't
still,
break.
it still loads to 45 even if you break it.
Right, but it'll tell you how many you got left.
I know, but you should have 45 loaded, not 44, because there's 45 questions.
I don't know. Did y'all start off with 45?
Yeah, it says 45 or 45 loaded, then it says this many to break, and this is how many you broke.
So
Try deleting your john.py file. Make sure you know what the rules were first. Delete your john.py file, and then run them again. See if it starts over again.
I've actually started a second machine. and
Okay, because
it's
that's
to me.
weird.
I know.
Has anyone bought an Amazon machine yet?
Jairus did.
Sarah
Yeah.
said.
Of course, Garrett.
The one guy who doesn't have to do it is, you know,
He's been there doing it for fun.
he likes it.
It's him and somebody else in there saying who can do it. Sean and her were saying who can do it.
Sean is using hashtag.
Okay,
but
now let me explain the different versions. I was running John on my Microsoft Surface. Okay, I ran it for 6 hours and got 85 passwords. I was like, seriously, why does it take? Because I know the words and I know the rules, but still, you know, there's combinations for the substitution. So I went, I'm going to just play on my Mac for a while since my Windows one was busy. I went on my Mac running Johnny, and I got all 1,255 minutes. So I'm like, what? It's the same files. Johnny's much faster. Johnny's distributed. It uses.
I'm using in Cali, Indiana.
And you're using Johnny? You're using, I'm not Johnny, Jumbo. Jumbo.
I'm using John, but I have Johnny.
Not Johnny, Jumbo. Use
I
Jumbo.
think use Jumbo.
Use Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Yeah, not Johnny. Sorry. Don't, I mean, I keep saying Johnny. Don't use Johnny. Use Jumbo. Jumbo is basically it's multi-threaded, which means it can break 8 at a time compared to 1 at a time. And literally 6 hours, I had 85 passwords.
Do you have any video?
55 minutes, I had it all. I mean, it runs exactly the same.
Exactly the same, it just runs.
It's even the same config file. It's literally the same. Now, in Windows, I think on there, in Cali, it's john.conf. On Windows, it's john.ini. Or vice versa.
So what did people who had Windows do before you didn't run Windows?
Okay, there is a format string. If you run it on Cali, actually, I think it does it on Windows as well. Read that when you first run it, it gives you that paragraph. In there, it talks about format MD5 crypt. Okay, well, the way we were encrypting them in the past, some of them ended up being AIX MD5. So they were slightly different. So this time, I ensured they all worked. Because the problem was, in the past, we were using some longer passwords, but John the Ripper can't do over 16 passwords, over 15 characters. So I literally, the way I fixed it, I would literally go through 2,000 at a time, verify that it broke every single one before I moved on to the next one. And does anyone know how the English language works? Like how do you add ing to a word?
It depends on the word.
Oh my God, does it depend on the word? Like, jump is jumping, but stop, now we need 2 P's.
The English language is one of the most.
Oh man, and past tense, is it an ED or or pluralized? Does it have an IES or just an S? Or do you drop, if it's a consonant and then a Y, you add an ES, but if it's a vowel and a Y, you drop the Y and an IES. Yeah, I had to learn all that, and I had to program that into my stupid program to get them to work. Because that's what was wrong last year. We didn't have all of the past tense perfectly. So I literally kept running it over and over with 2,000 at a time, then I break them all, make sure they work, and run it again. And yes, it was. But I got it to work. It worked fine. Obviously, they all work.
Got a couple of gray hairs coming out,
But see, I enjoy doing that stuff. So I love sitting there.
I'll take those. I'm moving away from the blast. So.
Yeah, all I know is I broke them all in 55 minutes. So you guys should have no problem.
That's nice. I've got 3 left.
But I did only use the exact word list, the exact rules. So I mean,
Not the
So you-
12,000 words.
So that actually shouldn't take too much.
well, yeah. I mean, there's only 200 different rules. No, 200 different words. Whatever. 200 something. Yeah, there's only 200 different rules.
Combinations.
Well, okay. For instance, the letter D
I
for
mean, like,
duplicate.
yeah, I
There's
know.
50 Ds.
Well, yeah.
So really, there's only one rule of D that will break 50 of them. But for you guys, that's only 2. So I mean,
Yeah.
so that's why there's only 200 different possible scenarios in my thing. It will break all 1,250. Now there was one word, one username. It was 1080. Don't know what. I really didn't look into it. You don't have it. If you have it, let me know. You shouldn't. It didn't break. And at that point, I was like, totally done. I already put it up. No, I'm not going back through that again. But some of you, like Christina and Kyle and a couple others, I think it was Thursday, it was Friday morning. Remember, I think I emailed you and I said you had to restart. That was my fault. It worked perfectly. Everything was totally fine. But when I ran it one last time, I left off 2 of the rules. So a bunch of them didn't break.
And also when you did that, because originally you could just scroll and see all of them,
Oh.
and when you reset it, it's one
Okay.
page at a time.
Okay, now here. Okay, I can change it to all at one time, but you're going to have to manually save each one. The problem is if it's all on a list, you know, people when they're on page per page, you have to. It has to save to go to the next page.
I'll just say it's
So I mean, do y'all want it so it's all on one page? As long as you can.
Scrolling is so much easier because if you find one and it's.
Okay, I can do that for you.
30
But
minutes.
literally, you're going to have to make sure you save them, because when you switch from page to page, it automatically saves them. If they're scrolled on a big old list, you're going to have to save each one. Do y'all want to save each one?
Is that gonna mess up our what we got?
It just shows up on that. It's not a problem. It's like you accidentally had 2 submissions available.
I messed up my snag assignment. I did all the snag detect ones individually, and I forgot to save it after I did it.
Right.
And I went back to enter the
And you lost them?
Yep.
You have to save each one. But let me explain why. I don't know if you noticed, Don noticed, you did have 2 submissions of this assignment. That was only because last semester there was some of the words that didn't work. So I went back and let him do it again to fix those. Yours all work. Trust me, guys. Great pains to make sure they work. Okay, so I'll fix that for you after class.
What's this Amazon thing? You were on that and then
Oh,
got.
okay. Amazon sells servers. You can buy a 72 core server that will break this thing super duper quick. But again, you better have your rules all written. And it's like, what, $3 an hour, I think? Something like that.
Jared said it's like $70 for 24
Okay.
hours.
My plan is
He practiced like an hour.
I will be getting a Amazon machine soon, because like in pen testing, I'm going to have you scan some machines and look at specific machines. And it's easier if I do it on Amazon. That way you can't hurt our state. You can't hurt my house. You can't hurt nothing. Make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally
Sorry.
Amazon. I mean,
Sorry.
beat it up. I can care less. So I'm going to do that. And we're all going there anyway.
Get Dina.
You guys are all using your old Rose State Google Drive now. I got 5 terabytes in mine now. I still have an exabyte free. So
Excellent.
that's a lot. So if you aren't using that, you need to do that. All right. Any other questions? I mean, I know you've been working. Well, some of you have been working on it.
Unless you're on the dotted line.
Those of you that haven't worked. Oh, hints. Don't share hints, especially with Don.
Well, the hints are
Sorry.
basically for us.
Right, they are. I mean, they're individual for your specific password.
Right.
But for instance, if I tell, Christina, hey, a G and a 6, well, maybe Don didn't think about a G and a 6.
He doesn't need
And like some of you missed actual rules. One of the students missed the keyboard shift right. And that's literally on the list. You don't see that? It says keyboard shift right. By the way, the rotates and the keyboard shifts are all singles. They're not doubles. So don't sit there and shift once or shift twice or shift 3 times. Or no.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, you don't
It's
need
a bunch
that.
of random
You don't need that. And with toggle, just toggle. Don't worry about toggling individually letters. That's.
I think after like
I'm not making it. I mean, because that could make it exponentially tougher again. So.
because assignments are tough.
Sounds like I'm gonna be spending $70 this weekend.
But if you have your rules written, I mean, if you have literally every rule written, go on an Amazon machine and say go, you'll be done in 2 seconds.
You can also do it on your own machine in like maybe an hour and be done too.
Yeah, it would. But I mean, but just think the rules before you do it. Don't put stupid rules in there. Don't like the ones I showed you. Someone had that. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So, okay. Now let me show you how the double rules work. Say, what's duplicate? D?
Yes.
Give me another one. I think
F,
F is reflect, I think.
yes.
Okay. Okay. And C. So that would be a triple rule.
Yeah.
So you should be running D by itself, but then maybe DFC as a triple rule. But, as I see you making good progress, I would tell you exactly which rules to use. 2 of you have gotten that hint so far. But you better be making good progress. You got a lot of them done before you get to that. And I mean, it's not that hard. I literally gave you the list in the document anyway. I just didn't tell you the letters. I mean, you can look up D for duplicate and F for this. All right. So yeah, that would be a triple rule. That would be a double rule. If we did C and T, that would be a quad rule. I almost gave you a quintuple 5. I almost gave you a quintuple rule. But it was taking too long for my machine to run it. Because let me explain the way I do these.
If it takes too long for your machine.
Well, no, my machine to create. What I do is I randomly pick a word. So I go to that word, let's say I pick up banana. Okay. Oh, duplicate. So now I duplicate it. So now it's banana. Now then I reflect it. So now I take banana, banana, and reflect it. So I have banana, banana, banana backwards, twice. And then I capitalize it, and then I toggle it. Oh, it's over 15 characters, so I delete it. So I gotta go again. So you can see how the way the rules add is it does the first rule and then the second rule. So DF is totally different than FD. And if it's over 50 characters, I delete it. That's why my machine was like taking forever. So I was trying to figure out, like reflect is a bad one because obviously duplicates. Well, does that do it? And then double the bad one. So that's why you don't have a 5. I'm thinking of putting up another quiz though, just for extra credit. Y'all want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll just be extra credit though. It'll be some tough ones. And I'll put them in there and then obviously everybody can get it. I was going to add it to this original quiz, but once I gave it to y'all and y'all started it, I can't add to it. Because then I would have to go, Christina, for the 3rd time, start again. I probably wouldn't have been happy. So, okay, so I'll put that up there for you and I'll give you at least a few days worth. Okay?
And I may feel a statistic.
Well, but one, I will tell you one we used a couple years ago. Y'all know what ASCII characters are? Like, I could do that. Like I say, I had a bunch of those, and I had a that, could be an arrow. Roy made an ASCII penis.
I don't understand. Can you draw that?
No one ever got it.
There were some weird words that were passwords for users.
So,
Sean was talking about
So- now I will, but no, there's none in this one. But I will tell you that word list you're using came off of John the Ripper's website. I downloaded right from there. So, I did edit it slightly because like they had like 20 U's. What kind of password is 20 U's? So I tried to delete the really stupid ones that I knew were going to be too long for my program anyway.
And the upside down question mark.
Yeah, I didn't delete. I should have deleted that one. That's not in there.
Yeah, there's.
You can look through yourself, and the stupid ones like that I didn't use.
I think it's, if you're doing 20 U's, either you just held down a button or you just sit there and just hit.
I know.
Expect one, two,
But
three,
someone
four.
probably did that somewhere, and
The thing is, you can never be consistent with internet.
there was like 20 different versions of that too. There was some with like 8 U's or a whole line of U's, and then
You enter your password the first time, you didn't count how many U's there were, so you're just sitting there, you just hold the button down. You're like, I did it for
Okay.
about 3 seconds.
3 seconds, 1,000. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
so I deleted those out of there, but I didn't go through the whole list when I find these comments.
That's worse than just doing like password or password backwards or something.
No, it's actually better than password one. If you knew how many you did. Like 118
It's
U's.
it's so stupid. No one will ever guess it.
Exactly. So, okay. Any other questions on this assignment?
What's the answer?
Is it a fun assignment?
Yeah, and
It's very handy.
It can be.
I think
Somebody, I don't know who it was, send me the email that, oh my God, you're telling me, but oh my God, this is exactly why I took this class. So I'm actually learning to use the tools. Y'all getting that out of this?
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm curious.
When I
just had a curiosity question. People always talk about John the Ripper as like the big assignment for this class.
Yeah.
Like, how does it compare to
this is the hardest one.
this is the hardest one?
Oh, absolutely by far the hardest.
Let's say out of all the labs, I was just like,
Even PRTK takes a while, but you literally says select English and French and go. I mean, you just have to get the right
That
combination.
was my big concern. Was just like, okay, if this is like Lab 5.
Oh no, they're all much easier. But when I took this in Tulsa, you literally just ran John, and it said baseball, softball, golf, tennis, and you're done. I didn't learn that. That's why I made this way, so you guys actually have to use it at least.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just have to use a little bit.
You
Right?
have to edit it, actually do it yourself.
All right. So if there's no more questions, I think that was all I wanted to show you. I don't think So you saw here. This is my actual script. You want to see it?
Yes.
What you put on the class list?
I'm not putting it up there. It's awesome.
It's awesome. No one else take.
There it is. I have. See, I'm reading in the word list. I randomly pick a word. See, it's literally random.
Right.
Then I have all the different rules.
Oh, this is your
So where's
Yeah, oh, there's pluralize. So if it ends in an S or a SH or a CH, all that stuff,
Oh yeah.
you put ES. Then if it ends in, if it's a vowel and a Y, you add an S. If it's a consonant and a Y, you take off the EY and then you add IES. And then this one, look at it, look at past tense. If it ends in a Y, it's IED. If it ends in an E, you put a D. If it ends in a G, it's GED. ED, it's the regular word. If it ends in a P, it's PED. It's like here. See, those are the words. On mouse up is on mouse up it. I mean, it's not a real word. See? But that's what John the Ripper does with it. Say, on mouse up it is not a word. But I had to figure out the way John the Ripper did it because you could potentially have that word. Because when I read mine, those didn't work. So I had to figure out why the heck did laptop. Well, there is no past tense of laptop. But there is in John the Ripper. It's laptoped. I mean,
You got laptop.
or yeah, or a lollop. You got lolloped or pogot, pogon IP. I don't know what the word is.
We'll find out.
Yeah. But see, there's duplicate. A lot of these are pretty simple.
Where's the last question?
And then, well, let me get to.
So this was your creation list.
So yeah, this one actually generates the D2L file, so it goes straight into D2L. And then I'm actually outputting all the different answer keys. And there's the substitution. I already showed you that. And I actually do have a few comments, so I know what they do. And then let's see what else in there. How many to generate? And let's get to the end here.
Last question.
And let's get to this last one. Oh, you know, I can't show you the last one yet. So there's pluralize, there's past tense, there's duplicate, and then that one. You need just a little bit more. It would have given you a clue.
Just scroll down just a couple.
But yeah, this one here, I literally, so I don't think I can run this in here. No, I can't. I don't have the right modules installed here. But I literally hit F5 and it says, how many passwords you want? I say 2,000. And I say, I want some singles, some doubles, some triples, and go, done. All right. But yeah, if you've done some work on it and I have not provided you with a hint, you know. If I have provided you and you've made some progress on it and you're still working on it, send me another email, send me another. But no, it's not going to be like, okay, change this to this and this to this and this to this. Yeah.
Hey, it's not gonna be like preschool.
I'll give you something, but okay. All right. I'm going to stop sharing this. And I think then we're done. Okay, stop recording. Later, Patrick.